Fragrance du Bois, born in nature and crafted in Paris, France, is a luxury niche fragrance house that specializes in oud fragrances. Working closely with organic oud oil producers in Asia, Fragrance du Bois creates one-of-a-kind, unique, and bespoke fragrances to exclusive perfumeries worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and today I'm taking you back in time where we celebrate the timeless style and heritage of haute couture, an era when European high society was bold, loud, beautiful, and sumptuously opulent, and so were the perfumery standard. As you all can tell by the title of my video, today I'm going to review the luxurious and opulent heritage, the vintage crown jewel of Fragrance du Bois, which was launched in 2016. And it falls under Bygone Amber Floral category. And the nose behind this masterpiece is no other than Monsieur François Mère Baudouin. Heritage is a classy, timeless, bygone French-style, elegant, alluring potion that evokes Palace de Versailles or grand theaters or ballrooms. A fragrance that takes you back in time where you are walking through the Avenue des Champs-Élysées, known for its theaters, cafes, and luxury shops. A vintage luxury that too often has been sadly confined to a bygone age. All right, let's get to the accords of heritage and see what we get. And make sure you stick to the end of my video and check out the unboxing of this gorgeous bottle. Not to mention the fantastic sprayers of Fragrance du Bois. The atomizer are just crazy. Wow, this is so aromatic. I can already smell this. The projection is phenomenal on this one. I don't even need to bring it close. I can already smell it. It's so beautiful. It's so clean, but yet it has such a deep personality to it. It's so well blended. Very beautiful. As I mentioned, it has this vintage French perfumer type of a style to it. So you have to be into that kind of fragrances to enjoy this. All right, so let's get to it. Heritage opens up with this zesty vintage bergamot and floral soapy citrus-like aldehydes, which must be a C10 aldehyde instead of a C9. Usually C9 aldehyde has a rose-like smell, which you don't get that here. It has this powdery vintage panache vibe to it as it opens up, which must be coming from the heart of the fragrance. As the heart of heritage opens up for you, at that moment you realize this is a bygone, rich, elegant, sophisticated, and alluring powdery and soapy jasmine fragrance. That crisp, fresh opening of bergamot and citrusy, soapy floral aldehydes yield to a complex but approachable heart of sweet jasmine and powdery oils enriched with subtle, mild, mystical olibanum, or I should say incense. As the base notes start working their way through, heritage becomes very well balanced and complete. It becomes very woody from the woody notes, cedarwood and sandalwood, which give the melange a comforting warmth, camphoraceous, mossy, and fresh spicy accord. God, that vanilla is coming through. It's so beautiful. It's just gorgeous. This smooth, creamy vanilla and subtle Fragrance du Bois 100% pure natural oud complement each other so well in this creation and provide a remarkable depth to this vintage bygone panache of a creation. So all in all, what you get with heritage as far as accords goes, it is definitely woody, aldehydic, floral, powdery, soapy, citrus, iris, well-tamed oud, very refined, fresh, spicy, and white floral. And a little bit of smokiness going on in here, which completes the structure of heritage. All right, so let's get to the notes of heritage and see what we got. Top notes, we have aldehydes and bergamot. Middle notes, we have orris root, floral notes, jasmine, and incense. Base notes, we have that Fragrance du Bois 100% natural oud. We got sandalwood, we got woody notes, cedar, and vanilla. All right, so let's get to the performance and longevity of Heritage. As far as the performance and longevity goes, it is a great performer for being a fresh kind of a scent because it does have oud in it, which makes the fragrance last for long. And not to mention the C10 aldehyde, which also lasts long as well. So this one on my skin lasts about 8 to 9 hours, which is fantastic for a fresh and powdery fragrance. All right, so let's get to the projection and sillage. This one has a great sillage. It actually has almost like an enormous sillage for the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And I think it's that C10 aldehyde which makes this fragrance project crazy. And as far as the projection goes, it does about 5 to 6 feet the first half an hour or so, but after that it gets closer to your skin and it goes that way for easily about 8 to 9 hours. So as far as the projection sillage goes, I would also give it a high score, especially for a fresh and powdery type of fragrance, which I also mentioned that in the performance and longevity as well. All right, so let's get to the compliments of Heritage, which is a little bit tricky. Now, this one is, as I mentioned earlier, it has that powdery French vintage type of a style to it, which is not very mass-pleasing. Again, it has a modern twist to it, which makes it mass-pleasing. So I'm contradicting myself a little, but you get my point. It is kind of between that. So again, if you're dressed apart and you have the right personality, I think you will get a lot of compliments with this. This is definitely unisex, but I would say it leans on the feminine side a little bit. So I think ladies would love this and they would get a lot of compliments with this. Anyways, in general, it is a fresh fragrance and I think it would get a good amount of compliments. Now, I haven't had the chance to try this outside, but I think it would do great from just knowing my other fragrances. I think this would actually do great, especially people that are into mass appealing fragrances. I think they would have an easier time with this than a lot of other fragrances that I usually review on my channel. So as far as the compliments goes, I would give it a medium to high score with this one. All right, so let's get to the versatility of Heritage, which is very subjective, but it will be an easy one with this one because Heritage is very versatile and it can be a signature scent. It has a fresh vibe to it. It's fresh, spicy, and also has this vanillic sweet type of a base that's kind of smoky and has oud to it. So it can be worn all year around. You can definitely pull this off during summertime and you can pull this off during wintertime as well. Now, this one is very classy. So I would say it is one of those fragrances that demands dressing up. It's very luxurious. It would do great for luxurious parties, get-togethers, or even for like meetings. If you're working a place and you got some important meeting going on, I think this would be very safe and great. It's very powerful, but it's yet not loud and it's not too crazy. So it would do great for that. So as far as the versatility goes, I would definitely give this one a high score. Now, let's get to uniqueness of Heritage. Heritage is also a very unique fragrance because you are on my channel. I only review unique fragrances. Heritage has this, as I mentioned earlier, it has this powdery French vintage type of a vibe to it with a modern twist. And that beautiful jasmine is just done to perfection. And then there's this kind of a little tiny faint smokiness, which it just creates this beautiful structure to the body of this fresh, spicy scent. So all in all, it is a very unique, beautiful fragrance. So as far as the uniqueness goes, I would definitely give Heritage a high score as well. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we get to end my video. That's all I have for Heritage. If you own this one, please let me know in the comment section what's your take on it. And if you don't own this one, I'm telling you, this one is an easy blind buy. Even though it has that vintage powdery French vibe to it. At the same time, it's modern and it has a modern DNA to it. So it's a beautiful scent and it's classic and very timeless. And that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.